So today I logged in on Reddit just to find out that I was banned from the 2BT subreddit. It was quite a surprise. And then I went to look why, the reasons, and the reason that was given to me by Hausemaster was doxing. That I was associated with a subreddit that enforced doxing. Like, what? Excuse me? We never enforced doxing. We literally have been working on deleting posts that contain people's personal information or pictures. We have been doing this. Like I think I personally deleted at least like a dozen doxing posts myself alone. It's one of the reasons why we need so many people to take care of it, because obviously we have people with different time zones. So whenever someone is sleeping, another moderator can be awakened to the check up in the subreddit. You are literally saying that we are enforcing this, that the uncensored subreddit is completely dedicated to doxing people. This is an outright lie. You are literally using this as an excuse to ban us. This has nothing to do with doxing. In fact, in 2018, I literally made a video on my channel criticizing doxing. The entire video is me saying that people use anarchy as an excuse to act like pieces of shit outside the game. People like Tristan, a person who has been made Hausemaster a fool at least twice. One with the Parabyte and him backdoor, and later in 2016 when he was outright lying to Hausemaster's face when he claimed he had no set operator status access. And we managed to prove that Tristan was lying. Hausemaster did nothing, and guess what? Tristan was still allowed to be on the subreddit. In fact, he was allowed to be on the subreddit up until 23 of November. That was his last post on the subreddit when someone made this fan art of his Minecraft skin and he posted her. Well, guess what? 6 days later, the same Tristan who has been making Hausemaster a fool for years, for fucking years, a person who has been tampering with the server in very bad ways, this dude, like 6 days later, hijacked the server from Hausemaster. I mean, I know that it wasn't really him, it was Courier and Charlie, but he later took over with Jared. The same person who has been literally being a threat to the BDT stability, a threat to the BDT subreddit, hasn't been banned. At least I think he's probably banned now. Like, Hausemaster has been allowing these people to be on the subreddit, people who are a literal threat to the BDT existence. And somehow he thinks we are the threat now. That we are, I don't know, I don't even know what he thinks, honestly. This has nothing to do with we doing doxing. I don't do doxing. I never dox anyone in my 2BT life. None of the people he banned, none of the moderators have done it. In fact, we had to remove moderators from the list, from the mod list on the uncensored subreddit for some bad behaviors. But even so, it wasn't doxing. It was something else entirely, but it wasn't doxing. Like, this is completely fucking stupid. And let me tell you something, this has nothing to do with doxing. This is about control. The 2BT uncensored subreddit is absolutely harmless. Like, it's not a very active subreddit. It has only 2,000 members. Like, you barely see like 10 people online on the subreddit at all times. So it's not a threat. It's not a threat to the main subreddit. It's nothing. In fact, this subreddit wouldn't even exist in the first place if Hausemaster wasn't acting like a fucking moron on his main subreddit, banning people most smallest things. Honestly, I don't know how long did I manage to go this far without being banned. Probably because I haven't posted a lot on the subreddit in these last recent years. Like, I barely post on the subreddit anymore. Like, the last time I post was because of the timeline update. which was the community thread this month, and that's it. That's it. I probably made a few commentaries here and there, made a post, and like I'm not doing anything harmful to the subreddit, not at all. So yeah, this is about control, guys. This has nothing to do like Housemaster has like his whims have becoming more and more present on the server as time passed by. Because House, I know you're watching this. You know what was the secret for you to be an admin on TBT? You know what was the formula for TBT success? It was doing nothing. It was doing absolutely nothing. That's it. And you have been increasingly doing things against your own community. Because guess what? The community is shit. The community is toxic. The community is bad. This is a cesspool. But this is a cesspool you have created. And for many years, you have done nothing to stop this. You have done nothing to even condemn it. In fact, you have been sitting and you have been in bed with the people who have made you a fool for years. People like Papa, people like Tristan. You have been their friends on Steam. You have been their friends on... I don't even know how long you have been talking with these people. But this is the people you should be pointing your guns at. Not me, not Hermetic Lock, not Soil Code, not any of us. We are not a threat to the B2T, you fucking moron. Like, how much of a fucking idiot do you have to be? You're literally setting yourself to fail. You're literally destroying the basic foundation which the server was founded on, which was freedom, which was the freedom to say whatever we want, the freedom to do whatever we want, the freedom to play in whatever style we want. And I get it, global subreddit rules, blah, blah, blah. Like, why do you give a shit? Like, okay, let's assume for a second, right, that we are indeed enforcing doxing on our subreddit, that we are indeed the bad guys, okay? Let's assume for a second that Hausemaster is right. Why do you give a shit? Like, if we are indeed bad guys, if we are indeed violating the subreddit's rules, then why are you banning us? If we are violating the rules, we should be the ones worried about it. Why are you worried about it? Like, you are not part of the uncensored subreddit. So why are you giving a shit? Why are you banning us? If we are violating rules, why are you getting out of your way to ban us from the main subreddit? I'll tell you why, because it has nothing to do with it. It has nothing to do with it. If you wanted to ban us, at least be honest about it. Don't be a little bitch. Don't make excuses. Be honest about it, Hausemaster. Be honest about it, Hausemaster. This has nothing to do with doxing. This has nothing to do with global subreddit rules or whatever bullshit you want to make. This is about control. This is about the revenue you're making from TB2T. We can make an estimate of how much money you're making per year with TB2T alone. It's a lot of fucking money. And the uncensored subreddit is threatening that, right? It's a threat. It's something you can't control. So you are trying to get rid of it. Look, you could think that I'm mad. I'm a bit upset. I'll admit I'm a bit upset. But this is more like, I'm not like mad from being banned. Because again, I wasn't really posting a lot on the subreddit. I'm just disappointed. My anger comes from disappointment. How can someone be so dumb? We had nothing to do with doxing. We had nothing to do with whatever thing he thinks we have done something to do. I don't know what's going through his head to ban all of us. But this is completely wrong. This is wrong on so many levels. Especially because he banned people who have been contributing on TBT for years. Like Hermetic Lock has been involved with some very interesting TBT websites I have been making towards the 2BT community. I myself have been creating content for 2BT and have been making and contributing to the community for years. Yeah, it's just very very disappointing, man. It's just very disappointing. Again, like if you want to ban someone, at least be honest about it. Don't make shitty excuses about it because honestly, this is not acceptable. This is not acceptable. Like, okay, let's assume for a second that just because we are responsible for what users post on the subreddit, okay? Because that's exactly what you're saying. You're saying that because users post personal information of someone on the subreddit, we are therefore responsible for it. Even if we delete those posts later, we are still responsible for it. Okay, so that means you're responsible too for every bad shit that has been posted on the server. That's right, because that's basically what you're saying, House. You're basically saying that we are responsible because someone posted the docs information on the subreddit, and then we deleted it, but we are still enforcing it somehow. Come on, man. Grow the fuck up, House. Grow the fuck up. Because that would basically mean that every single post that has been posted on this main subreddit that contains some sort of bad information or it's a bad post, it's your responsibility. Doesn't matter if you delete it or not. It's still your responsibility. You're still enforcing it because this is exactly what you're saying. This is exactly what you were doing. Like, this is fucking mind blowing. This would mean that every single porn post that was made when the server was hijacked is your fault because you were not awake to delete them in time. God damn it, man. Like, this makes no fucking sense. Like, this literally makes no sense in the slightest. Some people suggested that I should do an alt account. I'm not going to do that. I refuse myself to do that. Hermetic Lock was unbanned recently because he left the moderator list of the Uncensored subreddit, which is alright. I mean, he was barely involved with it, and I can completely see in this being a fair trade for him because again, he wasn't involved with the Uncensored subreddit at all. He never really did moderating job, at least not that I know of. But yeah, I'm not gonna leave a moderator status from the Uncensored subreddit because Hal just proved to us how important the Uncensored subreddit is. I mean, he has been enforcing his will over the community in these last years, and he wants to get to say what people get to say. He wants to shut people up, let's say that. Anyone who criticizes him gets deleted. Anyone who tries to, criticize something gets deleted or banned. Yeah, it's a pretty shitty situation. I mean, House, you literally just proved to us how important the uncensored subreddit is, because you took a completely deliberate action, an arbitrary action, based on your opinion, actually, because this is not a fact. You made a very wrong assumption that the uncensored subreddit was somehow enforcing or relating to doxing, which is not fucking truth. So this is your opinion. You took a decision, you banned all of us based on your fucking opinion, on your liking of the uncensored subreddit. And this needs to be clear to all of us. He took a decision of banning me based on his opinion, not on a fact, not on a proof, nothing. He took that decision because he felt like taking that decision. So yeah, it's pretty fucking stupid. And if there is one irony here, there is one fun part about this, one funny part about this, is that Nerd Inc., the people who supposedly dox Housemaster, the people who would later take over the subreddit on 29 November, these guys, Jared and Tristan, they banned me from this subreddit. That's right. Like, one of the first things they did when they took over the subreddit was banning me. And only me. They didn't ban anyone else. They literally went on to ban me and me alone. But they banned the wrong fucking username. So I was still able to see everything they were doing on the subreddit, which, I mean, this whole thing was completely hilarious to me at the time because of how much dumb they were. But yeah, like you literally did what Nerd Inc. couldn't do, House. You did the dirty job for them. So yeah, it's pretty ironic. You basically did what your doxers wanted to do. So congratulations, man. Congratulations for once again making yourself look like a fool. For making yourself look like a complete idiot. And by no other than Tristan and Jared themselves, which are very used to make you look like a fool. Congratulations, you once again did it. You did it, man.